There's a shadow on the wall that looks like a man. Lord, that lamp just moved on that stand. I got movement in the cellars, I got footsteps in the hall. There's no time to waste, I better make some calls. I gotta get ready, make everything right, 'cause all my rowdy friends are goes hunting tonight. Hey, round up the team, let's get started. Hey, this is Brother Mine. There's a party and you're invited. We got the camera set, let's turn off these lights, 'cause all my rowdy friends are goes hunting tonight. This old house has a long history. It should be real good for activity. And we got the house wired for sound and got motion alarms setting all around. Got a box full of batteries ready to go, and everyone's itching to start this show. Got our logo tees, driving black SUVs, and that one bald guy with a slick goatee. Hey, round up the team. Let's get started. Hey, this is Brother Mine. Well, there's a party and you're invited. We got the camera set, let's turn off these lights, 'cause all my rowdy friends are goes hunting tonight. Hey, round up the team. Let's get started. Hey, this is your big brother Mike calling. There's a party and you're invited. We got the camera set, let's turn off these lights, 'cause all my rowdy friends are goes hunting tonight. That's right. Go get 'em, boys.
And welcome everybody to PEN.
Welcome to PEMA TV. It is Friday, January 18th, 2013.
Still writing 2012 on our checks and stuff too, aren't we?
I don't write checks, so you're on your own there, big boy.
That's good for another month, and then after that you just should know.
Then you just look stupid.
Want to mention this real quick before we get to our very special guests tonight. Lower Catskills Paracon at the Shanley Hotel.
May 3rd and May 4th.
You can go to penevents.webs.com for all booking information.
Yes, and this is one of the few. It is a double venue event. Not only is it the Shanley, but it is also the, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I don't have it spelled in front of me.
Shangahook?
No. It's at the Senior Center right next door, too. So we've got a whole street we're just running up and down. But all the speakers are set. We've already sold out the Bordello section. The only thing left as far as rooms go are the premieres and the investigator specials.
Yep.
And all the packages are available online only.
And this is going to be a little bit different. The speakers, there's going to be some people speaking there that you've never heard, they've never heard.
Athena Veronis and Deborah Heinecker are from Vesuvius Investigations. Athena Veronis is a former FBI. She was the only female in her department, and when they decided they were going to make Silence of the Lambs, she was brought in to show Jodie Foster how to act like an FBI agent.
Yep.
Deborah Heinecker is the psychic that works with her, and they do a lot of cold cases, a lot of missing person type cases. We have Patty Zakis, who does Schleswig Park. She's the lead investigator for Schleswig Park up in Canada, and she's a psychic medium.
And she's not going to do what you would think, which would be standard issue gallery readings. She's actually going to do a walkthrough.
She's going to do a psychic tour. You're going to take a tour with her, and she's going to show you how they work. She's going to show you and tell you what she's feeling, what she's picking up, what she's seeing.
Right.
So take your cameras, take your voice recorders. Who knows? We also have John Tinney, who can cover any
Awesome.
stinking thing.
Realm of the Weird.
Yes, weird lectures. David Roundtree and Tracy
Ray.
Ray. We have Betty Comerford and Steve Wilson, who are paranormal investigators, but they do it as shamans.
They have their shamanistic focus, their Native American philosophy type focus. It's pretty cool.
And we have Mary Gasparo, my Monday evening co-host, who is now a published author of Animals Impacting the Planet.
We'll have Shane Harris from the Sarah Harris Foundation will be there.
Robin Marie will be there.
Robin Marie will be there. DY will be there. We're also going to have several other vendors that are going to be there.
James McCain's going to be there.
James McCain will be there. Some scheduled officers. So come on out. It's a nice, clean drive up in the mountains.
We have some rooms left in the hotel. We have separate tickets. We have packages. We have investigations 9 through midnight, Friday and Saturday nights. Something for everybody. And if you can't find something to do,
It's your fault.
go outside and look at the Witch's Bowl in the Catskills. It's a cool sight.
But tonight,
Tonight.
we have been trapped.
You've been trapped.
Ba-doom tis.
Nobody can catch me.
Tonight we are joined by Dave Phillips and
They're not going to tell
they're not going to
you.
tell me. They're not going to tell me.
The Trap Guys.
The guys from we're joined by the guys from Trapped. Dave, who's your partner? Nobody ever told us. Is that Steve?
Yep. Steve Connolly.
Okay. Well, I guess I didn't want to assume that. How's it going, guys? Is the weather finally cool off up there? Is it finally winter in the Northeast?
It's freezing.
Yeah, today was extremely cold.
It's like 15 degrees up here right now.
Ugh.
Oh, that's one thing I don't miss.
Yeah, it was down in the 20s and 30s here, which for down here is quite low.
For East Texas, it's ridiculous. We had
Yeah.
2 days of sleet. But now it's back up to 60, so let's see how many people catch the flu.
Right. Yeah, well, I was doing yard work all day today, so that ought to tell you what it was like outside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
must be.
it's insane down here. Give our viewers a little background on you guys. Where did you guys start? What's got you going? What has you motivated?
Yeah, just
Well-
talk for the next hour and let us know when you're done so we can
And
turn
then
it
we'll go,
off.
yeah.
No.
Okay.
Well, we started March 4th of 2009. I started the group, then about a year later, he joined. I made him the lead investigator. We do all types of investigations, from outside investigations to houses.
The historic buildings, historic landmarks. We go out to the middle of the state forest and we'll investigate the ruins and the foundations and the old graveyards out there.
Do you guys do much traveling for investigations?
We will. We haven't. We haven't had the opportunity. We've pretty much been local to our area.
The farthest we've gone is maybe to the other side of the state, and that's it so far.
Well, and one thing too is there's a lot more humanity up that way. You don't have to go quite as far to find people as we do down here. Where it spreads out the further south and west you get. Trust me.
Yes.
Well, and they have so much more history up there. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
Have you guys seen the movie The Innkeepers?
No, I haven't.
No, Eric doesn't
They
let
don't.
me
They
watch
don't.
movies.
With that court order, they don't let me out much.
It's a it's a movie based on a hotel, the Yankee Peddler Inn. It's about an hour and a half away from here. We just did that one about a month ago.
Yeah.
About a month ago. It was pretty cool. It was crazy.
Then at the end of February, we were doing a Sterling Opera House.
Mm-hmm. So you guys do mostly structural type, as opposed to client, or do you do client-based investigations too, or?
We try to do a little of everything, pretty much.
What's always best? You're more well-rounded that way. You can handle more situations that way when you do it that way. I would agree with that.
Absolutely.
We're slowly trying to like fold the team to where everybody we have certain people that are good at certain things, so it helps out with all the types of investigations we do.
We're restructuring the whole group for the beginning of the year, and we're going to throw a little destination truth aspect into the group. We started our own crypto page.
Nice. Well, that's one thing that, and maybe you guys, I'd kind of like to hear you guys' opinion about this. We've met several people in our travels, trials, and tribulations, however you'd like to phrase it, through the paranormal, that will look you dead in the eye and tell you that they've just talked to their dead Aunt Lucy on a digital recorder, and be totally serious, but tell you that you're bat crap crazy if you think there's a such thing as a Bigfoot.
That's funny.
So there's some serious. I have an issue with that. If you're willing to believe that there's ghosts and you're open-minded enough to think think that, then to think that there's aliens or Bigfoot or any of the other,
to dismiss everything else or anything else.
Yeah. In this field, you have to have an open mind with everything.
Well, that's because we have no prove-its.
Yeah.
That's why we love doing what we do, is trying to find the proof and to teach others about what's out there.
Yeah, we tried a Bigfoot investigation one night.
Yeah, we did.
Showed how unintelligent we became.
Always check in the state of Missouri. Always check the weather forecast.
Yeah. It was 80 degrees that day, and little did we know in our jeans and t-shirts that there was a frost warning that night.
Ouch.
Yeah. That's no fun. Cut-off shirt, climbing in caves. Yeah, no, that ain't no fun.
And all the mud and everything. I told him, I said, Bigfoot is sitting somewhere, kick back, pile of leaves over the top of him, keeping himself warm, eating his Snickers, laughing his butt off at all of us.
Yeah, pointing and laughing, going, "See, son, that's what happens when you evolve." Yeah.
It was about 2 years ago. We did a snow investigation. It was probably maybe about 2 feet of snow, and we were out there through cemeteries, just tracking through, just trying to get something and just having a good time.
That was a cool day.
Yeah, we had that not last year, but the year before when we went up to. When we were coming back from the Shanley, we happened to be up there when that nor'easter came through on Halloween 2 years ago.
Nope,
that'd be the one.
And we got, for some reason, our GPS, instead of taking us from New York straight into Pennsylvania, took us over to Jersey.
Ooh.
Yeah, and we passed the cemetery, and it's like, okay, fine, because we had the GPS talking this Halloween vampire type thing, and it said, why not stop in a cemetery? It's like, okay, fine. So we pull in, and it is snowing like egg-sized snowflakes and raining at the same time.
That was a crazy storm.
It was insane. I mean, we got up there and got to the Shanley, and they're like, oh, light snow. People, you need to go home.
So we tend to ask this of everybody that comes on, but do you guys have any... was there any major motivations for either one of you guys? I mean, did you grow up with a violent haunting? Have you had things happen all your life?
Or did you just like the empty buildings?
Yeah. What was your motivation?
For me, it was when I was a little kid. I had this old man watching me sleep every night, standing at my doorway, and I've spent my whole life trying to figure out who and what it was. That's my motivation. And at my house that I live in now, we have 4 spirits. My next door neighbors on both sides. My cousin died at the age of 6 from a brain tumor, and she plays with my 3 daughters. And my wife's cousin died about 7 years ago, and she keeps track of us. So my house is pretty interesting.
Full. What about you, Steve?
When I was younger, growing up, like in my house, like a lot of the lights used to turn off and on. My TV used to turn on, and the channels used to start flipping through. My dog would start barking in like random areas, like corners of the room. A few times, like doors would like open and close, and so ever since then, I've always had an interest in.
Well, this is another question we tend to ask everybody, and I'm very curious to hear y'all's answer.
Y'all.
What do you think? Yeah, okay, I'm Texan. I can't help that. It's bred into us. What do y'all think we are investigating? What is your theory about what we are investigating? And you can take it together or singly. That's up to y'all.
I've never really thought about that.
No.
I really don't have an answer. I've never thought about that.
Now you've done it. Now you see.
Well, I the reason I do it is I try to figure out what I'm investigating and who I'm investigating, and I don't know. It's the part I love about it is trying to figure out who's there or what is there.
Right.
Oh, okay, let me help you out here, guys. Shh, don't tell them I'm doing this. Some people believe it's pure energy. Some people believe it's people who have passed away that are trapped. Some people believe it's, relatives and what have you.
Some people believe that we're all energy beings, and it's just a different frequency that you're at.
Or some believe that it's actually a parallel universe, and
David Roundtree explained the whole parallel universe thing by an analogy with sheets on a clothesline in a pretty good wind. Sheets in a clothesline on a pretty good wind will blow back and forth, and every now and again they graze and touch, and then they undo. And that's the best way he can explain one of his theories, which is the fact that all of this activity is coming through a wormhole type action. And it's the two universes, the two realities, whatever you want to label them. Actually, it's the interference between the two that we're seeing.
That sounds good.
I agree with all the above.
Yes.
Well, like I said, everybody kind of has their own little reason.
Well, we've definitely experienced a lot of things that are just extremely hard to explain, especially to other people, and we've seen so many things, and I just enjoy trying to figure it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
A lot of crazy stuff up here.
Well, like I said, I was just curious. The fact that you guys are thinking about it, that says a lot. That says volumes to me. Because people that think they know, that's where we run into issues.
Yeah, you never really have all the answers.
That's true.
Especially in this field.
And once you have all the answers, you're done.
I think there's an old saying that trust those that are seeking the truth, and not those that say they claim they have found it. Something along those lines.
That's exactly true.
Yeah.
What kind of equipment do you guys prefer to use? Anything unusual or of your own creation, or
or is it all electronics, or a mixture of gizmos and gadgets?
A lot of gizmos and gadgets.
Yeah.
I think our favorite's probably our flashlight and K2, maybe. We just got a bunch of new gear. We'll be trying it out soon, so hopefully that goes good.
So I love my parabolic dish. That thing is just insanely cool.
Ooh, I want to play with that.
I actually picked it up from the Ghost Hunter store out of New Jersey. It was like $30.
Yeah.
Really? I got a birthday coming up.
I know you do.
It is cool because it has binoculars built right into it. It's pretty neat. I love that thing.
And it's a parabolic microphone?
Yes. It comes with headphones. The dish, It's about probably that big.
10 inches.
You pull the trigger and listen.
And
It
does
holds about 12 seconds of audio.
Do you guys use any kind of DVR system or video cameras or any kind of video surveillance when you go out?
Yes.
We use a DVR, night vision cameras,
Full spectrum cameras, regular video cameras.
Who gets stuck watching all that?
we rotate out.
Yeah, we take turns.
The new guys, hello.
Yeah, well.
They got to earn their stripes.
Yeah, that's one thing we've tried to really make sure everybody that tunes into PEMA TV knows, and that's why we can giggle about it, is because we know if you go out with a 4-channel DVR and you're there for 8 hours, that's 32 hours of tape you got to watch.
Just that.
Just that. That's not counting audio.
Or any other form of
Well,
camera
usually
you're
I get
carrying.
stuck going over it all because the majority of the gear's at my house, so I get stuck going over probably 90% of it.
Well, there's nothing wrong with that. You just be sure to share that load.
Yeah.
I'll go over my things, email it to him, and then he'll go over them again, and just to make sure we don't miss anything.
So you guys have a protocol for EVPs. By that I mean somebody will think they hear something and they'll send it out and send it out and send it out, and then if everybody hears it, then it's something.
Yeah, just about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that I love the ones you see on Facebook, where they're like 2 seconds long. There's no lead up and no lead after. It's
Did you just hear Martha say, "Come over and let's eat dinner"?
yeah.
No,
yeah.
I didn't.
Did you just hear the entire rendition of War and Peace? That was in there. You didn't hear that? No, I didn't. I didn't hear that.
So we won't post it unless the whole team hears it.
That's awesome. That's the way to be.
Yeah, same with our like evidence, like with our pictures and videos. We make sure everyone sees it, even if there's like friends and family. We make sure like if they see the pictures, just to clarify what we're seeing.
Even if we have to beat it into them.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, have you guys found that special camera that automatically circles and points arrows at whatever you might have caught?
No, not yet.
Lately, though, we've been on a pretty good roll of getting some really good evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Are you guys? Do you have anybody that's a metaphysical connection on your team? Do you have anybody that's a sensitive or empath that goes out?
Yes.
Yes, Nancy Noel. Hope you're watching, Nancy.
Well, there's a reason I asked. There's some teams we've talked to that are like not no, but hell no. And there's other teams that are like, yeah, well, we have the one guy that carries a digital recorder and some other stuff. You know, so we've seen it all over.
Then we know teams that are completely metaphysical and don't carry anything with them.
Yeah.
With our new equipment, we're going to have a team meeting at the beginning of next month with all our new members, and everybody who doesn't know how to use the equipment is going to be absolutely trained on everything we have. So that way Nancy can take out the voice recorder or the parabolic dish, and she can just grab and go without us having to stand there and explain everything. So it's pretty much going to be a requirement now that everybody needs to know the equipment.
That's awesome. That's the way to be.
That's the way it should be. I mean, if you're on the team, you should be able to work with the team.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And we've just recently got involved in working with Shane Harris with the Sarah Harris Foundation, and I'm pretty sure you guys know the story up there.
Yeah, I think so.
With the lady that died from they still don't know for sure. Let me say that, but they're almost positive that it was from inhaling fumes or particles from bat guano.
Yep. Nancy, she actually posted the article for everybody on our group on Facebook.
Yeah, and I spam there once or twice.
He spams there all the time, don't
I
he?
spam everybody.
Yeah.
Don't feel bad. Do you guys take precautions when you go out? Is safety an important issue with what you guys do every time you go out?
We don't go out alone.
And we definitely check out the area first before we make any rash movements.
The deer.
Yeah.
We've been chased by deer several times.
They're vicious animals, and people just don't know that. They think Bambi is cute and funny.
Bambi is cute and funny. It's when Bambi grew up he became a vicious, brutal...
Rabid and destructive.
It's not cool at midnight when you're in the middle of the state forest and you see the eyes looking at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, then you're standing about 2 feet away from them, and they just won't stop staring at you.
Yeah.
Weird.
Have you guys had any encounters up there that you've had to go outside of your group to go help you handle?
No.
No, we're pretty much self-sufficient within the group.
Okay.
We have never had to take a priest out or get a priest involved in any of our cases.
And you'll be surprised how really rare that is. That's one thing I personally don't agree with the infotainment. I don't know how they're finding the demon every week for 10, 12 weeks a year.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know how they're doing that, but however they're doing it, that's just awesome, I guess.
Yeah, we've only encountered a few pissed off spirits, and that's about it. No demons yet.
I don't think we've even come across the pissed off one yet.
I think we've been brushed by a few pissed off ones, but our group, her group, I carry stuff. Her group, we basically, we're so respectful when we go into a place. I can only think of one situation where we didn't necessarily get confrontational, but we stood our ground. Down in the basement of Old South Pittsburgh.
Oh, yeah.
Other than that, we're not a big fans of the walking in and threatening people. Like my lovely wife phrased last year, if these people were still alive, they'd be your great-grandparents or your grandparents. And if you don't have respect to talk to them, I don't know about you, but my grandparents would have, smack in the back of the head. So
we don't provoke, and we get tons of evidence. We get more evidence from that. It's just I don't agree with provoking.
And just for the record, Cynthia said I got booty knocked by a door. That was not my backside. I got hit in the elbow with the door.
That's true.
And it hurt. We were on an investigation, and Cynthia in the room was being slightly ornery, calling the former owner, or the guy who still thinks he owns it but isn't alive anymore, kept calling him a player. Well, when we were leaving, I was the last one out, went to I grabbed my gear and started out the door, and there was a floor trolley holding this door open, and they're the great big beveled glass and wood doors from the old grocery stores, the swinging ones.
Like 16-foot tall.
Yeah, the great big thick things that weigh 9 billion pounds apiece. Anyway, the foot trolley was up against it, and as I walked past it, the foot trolley moved and the door came swinging and cracked me in the elbow. The owner's sitting there, Cynthia standing there, and I made her promise she'd never talk bad to someone again.
And that was, this particular antique store that we were at, unfortunately due to the economy, is no longer in business.
Well, he still is in business, but he's closing in a few months.
Yeah, his father, who collected the majority of what's in the store now, was a very eclectic collector, but it was very, how can I say this? It was a lot of the stuff in there was very sexually oriented. And don't get me wrong, this is not a middle early century, dildo shop. But a lot of the stuff in there was a lot of fertility statues. There was a lot of oriental carved ivory fertility statues. Carved jade. There was also several, and these are art pieces, don't get me wrong, but there were several nudes that were art pieces in there. One was a mermaid, and the other one was something else.
Yeah, but he was a big fan of Barnum and Bailey, so he wasn't only an antique collector, he was a collector of oddities too.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, I mean, you go upstairs, and right next to the antique beds is this dragon head that's about 9 feet long. The
big draw the place was called Cuz's Antiques. He may still have his site up, I don't know, but his big draw to the store was they had, and it was a fake, but it was a Yeti head, or a claim to be Bigfoot head.
It was a very small head for
and it
what
was
a
very
Bigfoot.
very small head, and it was. I mean, it was an eclectic store. But point being, have you guys run across situations where you've run across items, kind of like the whole John Zaffis and Haunted Collector thing? Have you guys run across items in your investigations that could have instigated the haunt or been what's causing the problem? Have you guys run into anything like that?
Not, I don't think we've run into any haunted items.
No.
Well, with this particular place, I mean, they really collected odd things. There was a electric chair that was used in
State of Florida.
the state of Florida. They had a coffin in the back that was used to bring someone back from Asia over to here, and then they transferred him into another coffin. They actually had 2 or 3 skulls, one being of a little girl from back in the 1900s.
Actually had a display case that had Nazi war memorabilia, but this was not the reproduction stuff. These were original patches. These were original tie tacks and other objects, and a watch and something else. It's like I said, it was a very eclectic collection, and just some of the evidence we got there was the audio was a little rough because it's on a circle. This is rural Tennessee on a Saturday night. Guess what? People are cruising the circle. So the audio was a little rough, but the personal experiences we had while we were there, I mean, it's the place is off the charts that way.
The best one, though, was the door slamming me in the elbow, thanks to Cynthia.
Yeah.
We have a place like that up here in Mystic called the Emporium. It has not so much of the gothic style like you were talking about, like the skulls, but just crazy stuff. There's a 10-foot styrofoam Peter Pan in the middle of the store.
Right. There's like a 8 or 9 foot spider right above the staircase.
Yeah, and then he's got like at Cuz's there's a whalebone. He actually has a huge rib. It's like walking into a Fred Flintstone cartoon because you got this huge like rib bone.
That's cool. When we investigated the Emporium, we had a few children's voices.
Yeah.
So
it's a store with a bunch of just random stuff that you wouldn't really find anywhere else.
But
we had 2 flashlights sitting at either end of the store, and the children that were there in spirits, they were just going back and forth, turning the flashlights on one after the other across the room, almost like they were playing tag. It was neat.
That would be cool.
Mm-hmm.
But with Cousins, his is such a mishmash of stuff. But we've been in other antique stores.
Mm-hmm.
We were over in Alton, Illinois, and the owner didn't want investigators in there. But you know, you got a hoodie, you got a voice recorder, stuff happens.
You
Just
accidentally
saying.
record stuff.
You know, Cheryl's dad's house.
Yes. There was a private residence. He had almost like an Indian museum in his attic, and everything was from the Mohegan tribe. And there was a lot of activity up there.
I can imagine there was.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Right behind our house is an actual Indian burial ground. So throughout the whole yard and the house, there's just nothing but constant evidence and constant stuff going on.
Well, it's amazing what you can get used to sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I was going to say, over in Alton, we were in the music area of this antique store. That, you know, there was no investigation going on, but somehow we got, what was it, a horn? A trumpet?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, trumpet music. It wasn't like, you know, someone just blowing it. It was actually part of a few notes of a song.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean, and it's the stuff that we ran into over there was really strange. Like this same particular building, he only has stuff that he'll sell on the first floor. There's 3 floors to the building. The second floor used to be a bowling alley.
It still is a bowling alley.
Or
but
still
it's
is a
not
bowling
used.
alley. It's just disused. and the rest of it's used for storage. We have no idea what's on the third floor.
That's awesome.
But
I mean-
he didn't want anybody in there. He didn't want anybody investigating. But you know,
That was the same place where the guy scared me, wasn't it?
yeah, this guy.
Oh Lord.
They don't have heat over there for some reason.
Yeah.
None of the stores over there bothered with heat.
Ouch.
Well,
So he's sitting in this chair, covered with. He's got on his coat. He's got his hood on, to where you can only see his eyes, and then he's covered with like 4 or 5 quilts. And Eric's sitting there talking. He's walking around this table, and all of a sudden, this chair moved.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's chairs, you know, antique chairs, but they have like mannequins on them. There's several of them throughout there.
Yeah.
So you just glance over it, you don't see anything about it. I just thought it was something covered in blanket, you know,
A bunch of blankets thrown on top of a chair.
on top of a hoodie. Yeah. And then it talked to me, and I'm like, oh shit. Oh, crap! Don't do that. You know. But yeah, we actually got a couple of
EVP on that.
EVP from
yeah.
from that one particular store. Not so much anywhere else, but that one particular store was very active. You know.
So,
Have you guys had a lot of PK activity when you go out, like spirits moving things, scratching people, maybe?
We've had scratching.
yeah, we've had scratches. Not so much moving things.
I even hit my stomach.
I've gotten something going right through me. That was crazy. Just walking down a path, and something I could feel it go through me, and it was like an intense anger until I got back to my car, and then I was fine. Maybe 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
But that was a crazy night too.
The crazy nights are the fun ones, though.
You guys have some. If you had to go down your dream list of places, where would your dream? What's your number one on your dream list of
Your
places to go?
bucket list.
Norwich State.
Alcatraz.
They're tearing down Norwich State Hospital as we speak, so that's never gonna happen.
But the property's still there.
Yeah, but it's a jail visit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but back in the day, I mean, a lot of the prisoners they just buried on the property. So I mean, there's still always that possibility.
We have checked out the cemetery there during the day. And it's interesting.
Yes.
Well, the high school I went to was originally a cemetery, and
So cool.
when they were digging up the bodies, the gentleman they hired to do it, they didn't bother telling him, so it kind of freaked him out. So at one point, they finally just absolutely quit and refused to go back. So from what we've understood, they've pretty much just removed the stones and left them there. So they're still under our high school.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Seaside?
Yeah, we have 3 sanitariums within 10 minutes of us. We have Seaside Sanatorium, Norwich State Hospital, and the original Norwich Poorhouse is what they called it. And the poorhouse had burnt to the ground in 1950, and they just buried people where they laid, and now it's a dog park.
Ew.
Yeah.
Don't let
And-
your dog dig and bring home a bone. Just
It-
saying.
Ooh.
The Seaside Sanatorium, I believe, I could be wrong, but it was the first and only place in Connecticut where they did the lobotomies.
We've been to a hospital like that.
The West Page.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Old South Pittsburgh Hospital in Tennessee.
We gotta get into Seaside.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, we haven't been able to get inside Seaside yet.
Isn't
That's
that
gonna be-
horrible? The best places that they're not interested.
Or if they are, they make you go through hoops just to get in there.
Or they've become so popular thanks to the infotainment, it cost you an arm, a leg, and 3 cars to get in.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to TAPS for charging Norwich State to do their hospital, now everybody has to pay.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how Waverly Hills is. I mean, they went from, $35 for an all night to I think now it's a minimum of $2,000 and
Mm-hmm.
10 people for 6 hours.
For 6 hours, not even a full night.
But when T.R.A.P.T, when they did the Norway State, they charged $4,000, and now if anybody else wants to do it, they have to pay $5,000 just to do the Norway State.
Yep.
Are there structures safe though?
For the most part,
Yeah.
the ones that are still up there.
Yeah. Well, we've also run across a few locations that their idea of safety was give me your money.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
and they even one of those locations was one. What was it, Hales Bar?
Mm-hmm.
The actual location down there, it was so unsafe. There was people that had fell through railings. The floor was rotting through, and they were still letting people get in there.
Oh, we know all about falling through the floor.
Yeah, we did about 2.5 years ago. We did a place that was called the Sheep Farm, and one of the houses, it was in so bad shape that like half the floor was missing. Like some of the stairs were missing to go upstairs, but we said screw it, and we'd go there like maybe once a week just to investigate it.
Well, there's that mansion over in Alton, Illinois. The name is
Oh, from
Escapes-
the top of the hill.
yeah. The name escapes me at the moment.
Wolf, no.
No, it's not. But they charge you so much to investigate there, but you can't investigate in the house.
No.
They will let you 2 people walk in, put in cameras, and then you have to get out. You can investigate the basement or the outside property because it's condemned.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how they're getting by with allowing people in there with the city condemning it is beyond me. I mean, it should be you're out, period.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But they're like Kim said, and that only allow you to go in and set up during the day. So you have to show up at like noon, set your cameras out, run your cables out,
And 2 people.
and only 2 people, because there's whole sections of the floor on the second floor that you have to hug the wall because the middle of the floor is gone.
Oh, man.
So, I mean, it's a very active location. In fact, almost everything in Alton is active simply
Right.
because of where it's located. It's right next to the Mississippi River, and it's
Oh,
it's all limestone. So you have moving water and a total limestone foundation. So there's all kinds of crazy, nutty stuff that goes on over there. But that one location, I don't even know if it's still open.
Yeah, it is.
Is it?
Yeah, but to me, they're not. They're just trying to make a buck. They don't care about really what's going on, because there is a sign on the door by the city. It's condemned, no entry, but they're still letting people go in.
Yeah, or enter at your own risk.
It drives me crazy with this field. The just trying to make a buck. Oh man, does that make me mad? When people charge things to do that in an unsafe house, that drives me nuts.
Well, that was the instigator behind the most recent huge sheep battle royal that happened on Facebook. With Post Town. That was the whole flapper with all that, was that the safety issues that were there.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's like I said, I mean, I used to think about safety a little bit after spending some time around Shane and watching what's happened to him. If I was to go through that with Kim, it'd devastate me.
Mm-hmm.
I can't now looking back at it, I've done some really stupid stuff that I'll probably never do again.
Yeah.
Nope.
But it also makes me look at what these people, the whole fact that people are even allowing people to go in there or pushing people to go in there.
And
Like-
then charging them an arm and a leg, telling them how great it is when, in 2 weeks you're going to need that for a tetanus shot.
Or I can guarantee you'll get evidence.
Yeah.
I'll collect data. You can't guarantee that I'm going to get anything. And if you are, that's the other thing that gets me too, is the people that run these locations tend to think that those of us that
Not
do
all.
this,
Not all.
unfortunately, an increasing majority, think we're stupid.
Mm-hmm.
They think we watch shows and we don't want to think. Whereas in reality, there is a whole huge section of people involved in the paranormal right now that might have gotten interested from watching the shows, but they figured out real quick that the shows are not quite where it's at.
Yes. And then there's those of us who have been in it for 20 years who actually know what we're doing and we don't follow the shows.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
I follow the shows, but I follow them for locations and new gizmos and gadgets. I don't pay
Right.
attention to what they're doing.
I just throw foam bricks at the TV.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah, because I mean, I love, we're getting locked down and we're the only ones that are going to be in the building. You see all three of the people that are supposed to be the only ones there locked down, and they're all three on camera. How the hell did that happen?
Well, and then now they've got two people sitting there reviewing evidence while they're out investigating, but they're the only three involved.
Yeah.
How does that work?
Yeah, how did that happen?
Someone
You're
gave,
locked down.
Someone gave birth to grown men.
That's the kind of stuff I'm talking about. They don't give you any credit for any intelligence, and that's what irks me the most about them.
Well, and
Yes.
another thing they tend to promote, not all of them, but a certain few, is sitting there screaming and yelling and demanding, throw rocks at me, and then get mad when they get rock thrown at them. Hello, you asked for it. Don't ask for something you don't want.
That's why we call them the Triumphant Trio and the Valiant Plumber. Plumber. It's not plumbers anymore. It's just a plumber.
that's funny.
But to me, it's ridiculous. You don't go in and sit there and,
Right.
I demand you come and show yourself now. They're sitting back there going, yeah, right. Not going to happen there, big boy.
How do you guys feel about stupid ghost tricks?
We don't like it really much at all.
No.
Good. Because that's the other thing that gets me is knock on the table. Okay, can you knock on the table again to verify?
We promise we will leave if you knock on the table. Can you do it again to make sure
Yeah.
we know you're knocking on the table?
Then you go. If it gets that far, then you go. But they don't do that.
Well, at the beginning, if you don't want us here, give us a sign. Was that the sign? Do it again so we know that's the sign. Okay, we need to verify. Okay, if I was a spirit, I would find a way to pick them up that would look like Casper as they're flying out the window, because you know what? You made a promise.
Or
Yeah, we usually ask them to turn our flashlight on, and if they want us here or not. And we're pretty much respectful, and as soon as they say they want us gone, we're gone.
Yep.
yeah. Well, you get more flies with you can catch more flies with honey than vinegar.
Yep.
People just don't. They don't get it. It's just not good TV.
No.
No.
But that's something a lot of people need to understand, that if you're serious about this, you're going to go sit in a dark space and you're going to talk to the darkness because you can't see nothing. And and it's not all rainbows and unicorns and class A EVPs. That's just not reality.
No, you could sit in a dark room for hours and not get anything.
Yeah. And then you get to go sit in a lighted room at your house with a nice beverage,
Listening to nothing for
listening to nothing for the same amount of time.
Sitting there.
Yeah.
But you do get that one EVP, or that one photograph or that one video clip that fuels your fire for the next, however long,
8 years.
right?
I don't know if I can go that long.
We've been pretty lucky up in this area. We rarely don't get evidence. Everywhere we go out, we get a little of something, whether it be one EVP or one cool picture or a bunch of different color orbs or an actual shadow walking through the IR cameras.
The last few months we've had nothing but luck with apparition pictures and video with them. It's been a great week, a few weeks, or
Yeah.
a couple months.
Yeah.
Our holy grail pictures is at Fort Shantok. Is it Fort Shantok or Fort Trumbull? Fort Trumbull in New London. Steve had taken the picture with your full spectrum,
Yeah.
and there's a full body apparition standing probably 50 feet away from him. And he caught it. It looked just like a human outline. It's great.
Yeah, we got all of our best evidence on our Facebook members page.
Mm-hmm. And that's people can find that on Facebook. It's just Trap Paranormal and ask to join the group.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
After sometime tomorrow, our website's going to be up, and that's trapdimension.com.
Nice. Any big plans upcoming other than the website?
Well, our two biggest events, if you want to call them events, coming up are the Sandy Hook Elementary School benefit. That's on the 24th or 26th, and February 23rd.
Yep.
February 23rd is our investigation at the Sterling Opera House in Derby, Connecticut.
And we're working on our first episode for our show.
Yes, that's a slow process, though.
Yeah, that people don't understand sometimes how much effort goes into putting together a show and editing it, and it's a lot of work.
And then after you edit it, you watch it and realize you don't like it, so you have to do it again, and it takes a couple more months, and
yeah,
it's
There
crazy.
is that.
There is that. That's why we do everything live.
Because if we mess up, we mess up, and we can just
Yeah.
keep going. We don't care.
Yeah, I have all kinds of kudos for you guys that go out and film and then spend all the time editing and all that, because just doing what I do here, it gets a little frustrating sometimes. Or you'll get all the way through it and you get to the end and go, man, that's the best work I ever done, and then you watch it one more time and you catch it like a typo.
Oh, nope.
Yep.
And you got to redo the whole thing, you know. Yeah, yeah.
That's what I have my wife for. She's my editor.
I feel that's my spell check too.
I can Google anything.
She didn't marry me. She didn't marry me for my words.
Yeah, I Google it before I spell it.
Have you how do you guys recruit new members? Just go into the public, or do you guys have a pool of people that you go to, or
Actually, contact us, and then we'll meet them a couple times and see how they are, and we either have them come out with us a few times and see how they act, and we make the decision after that.
Our newest member, we actually auctioned off an investigation for one night with us at our last benefit, and Shane Bolt, he won it, and he went out with us, and he's been with us ever since.
it's awesome. You know, and it warms the coddles of my little furry heart that you guys are so involved with your community. There's so many people that are involved in the paranormal that just they kind of dig the whole outcast thing, but in reality, we need to be just as big a part of the community as anybody else.
Absolutely.
In March, we're going to be doing another benefit. It's going to be for the troops.
Very cool.
That's awesome.
I have a nephew who's a Marine, so yeah, Semper Fi.
Hoorah!
Yeah, 4 years in the Navy, and I know how the support you can get. It's appreciated.
Yeah.
Well, John's been in there 10 years now.
Lord, yeah. Quite a while.
Don't be looking at me.
Have you guys ever been to any of the bigger haunts that are up there? Like Trans-Allegheny? Any of the places like any of the paid
Down
paid
to
haunts up there?
Gettysburg or
Yeah.
We have never paid to get in anywhere to have a guided tour.
Okay.
Although Gettysburg would be nice. It's a 10-hour drive, though. That's rough.
Well, we go up there every Halloween. Mary, who's my co-host on Mondays, has a few events at a place called the Battlefield Bed and Breakfast. It's actually on the South Battlefield. And that place is amazing. I mean, we were up in our room and we're hearing gunshots. I was up there hiding because everybody went to the barn and I don't do horses. So I gave them my stuff and said, go And I was upstairs eating a sandwich, and we're listening to gunshots. So I radioed down to the bar, and hey, do you guys hear this? No.
See, you said you don't do horses. I can't do water. We live on the coast, and I can't get in the water, so I can't do the lighthouses that are out here. They're gonna have to knock me out to throw me in the boat.
Yeah, we will.
Yeah. But, and then, what, a couple hours later, we were sitting out on the porch, and you could actually hear military drums.
That's so cool.
We experienced that at Fort Griswold, we were drumming on one of our recorders.
But we also got, what it might get, 4 EVP out of the basement.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw a shadow down that place is crazy cool. And Fort Mifflin is another one that was really neat. I finally got to go there this past October. And Valley Forge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we need to travel.
Well, they're all up there. You guys are up there. I'm down in Texas. It's further for me.
Yeah, we're gonna hopefully start adventuring outside of the state to more places.
Well, I'm of the opinion that there's good locations everywhere.
Well, Mary corrected me too. It's the South Calvary
The
battlefield.
But there's good locations everywhere. It all depends on your attitude, I think.
I knew it was south, and I knew it was a battlefield.
We've gone into like random parts of the woods, and we've stumbled across like foundations, and we just sit there and we see what we got.
Mm-hmm.
But if you can get to Gettysburg, that is definitely the place to go. The bed and breakfast rocks. I think that the original part of the building, the original house was built in like 1809.
Nice.
And it's still there. You can sleep on that side, or you can sleep in the other side that they've built on since. But it's crazy cool. And let me tell you, you wake up, the breakfast is to die for.
Nice.
Well, it is a bed and breakfast.
It is, but let me tell you, it's not a Krispy Kreme and a cup of
It's not a stale bagel.
Choco nut coffee. Yeah. This is good stuff.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, guys, as much as I hate to say this, we've kind of run up to the end of the hour already. It's amazing how fast it goes.
See, easy peasy, and we didn't break nothing.
Yeah, you guys did great. One more time, what is your new website going to be?
It's trapdimension.com.
.com.
And they can find you on Facebook? Because I can.
She can find
Trap
anybody.
Paranormal on Facebook.
She's like MacGyver or Rockford Files or something on Facebook. She's all over the place, man. It's disturbing sometimes.
We used to have a trapparanormal.com, but we're starting a whole new look and a new way of doing things. So
yeah. That's
We
awesome,
appreciate you guys having us on. This has been awesome.
Oh no, thank you for coming on.
Absolutely.
I mean, like we were talking before we went on air, we started this so that people can get their voice and get a chance to get out there, and that way it helps everybody get a bigger perspective, and that just helps everybody.
It's not all about the 10 people who have done my ghost story.
Yeah.
Everybody
Oh my
who is
God.
actually out there doing the work needs kudos.
Please promise me, guys, if you ever order a banner, do not put on your banner as seen on YouTube. Literally, there are groups showing up at conventions now that their only claim to fame, their only output of media, is as seen on YouTube.
Yep.
we could definitely make that promise.
Yeah.
So, but guys, thanks for joining us. We got to get out of here real quick. I got some stuff I got to get done on the network. Tune in tomorrow night, everybody, for our Spiritual Saturdays.
How do we watch this on YouTube? What's the address?
Wait, let us go out and then we'll tell you.
Okay, cool.
Spiritually Raw and Tarot Visions tomorrow night, and tune in Sundays. We got some stuff coming Sunday night that you're going to just dig. That's all I can tell you.
Tune in every night because we have fantastic shows, period.
Yep. And live shows every
shadow on the wall that looks like a man. Know that
Lamb, she was brought in to show Jodie Foster how to act like an FBI agent.
Yep.
Deborah Heinecker is the psychic that works with her, and they do a lot of cold cases, a lot of missing person type cases. We have Patty Zakis, who does Schleswig Park. She's the lead investigator for Schleswig Park up in Canada, and she's a psychic medium.
And she's not going to do what you would think, which would be standard issue gallery readings. She's actually going to do a walkthrough.
She's going to do a psychic tour. You're going to take a tour with her, and she's going to show you how they work. She's going to show you and tell you what she's feeling, what she's picking up, what she's seeing.
Right.
So take your cameras, take your voice recorders. Who knows? We also have John Tinney, who can cover any stinking thing.
Realm of the Weird.
Yes, weird lectures. David Roundtree and Tracy Ray. We have Betty Comerford and Steve Wilson, who are paranormal investigators, but they do it as shamans.
They have their shamanistic focus, their Native American philosophy type focus. It's pretty cool.
And we have Mary Gasparo, my Monday evening co-host, who is now a published author of Animals Impacting the Planet.
We'll have Shane Harris from the Sarah Harris Foundation will be there.
Robin Marie will be there.
Robin Marie will be there. DY will be there. We're also going to have several other vendors that are going to be there.
James McCain's going to be there.
James McCain will be there. Some scheduled officers. So come on out. It's a nice, clean drive up in the mountains.
We have some rooms left in the hotel. We have separate tickets. We have packages. We have investigations 9 through midnight, Friday and Saturday nights. Something for everybody. And if you can't find something to do,
it's your fault.
Go outside and look at the Witch's Bowl in the Catskills. It's a cool sight.
But tonight, we have been trapped.
You've been trapped.
Ba-doom-tis.
Nobody can catch me.
Tonight we are joined by Dave Phillips and...
They're not going to tell
They're not going to tell me. They're not going to tell me.
The Trap guys.
The guys from... We're joined by the guys from T.R.A.P.T. Dave, who's your partner? Nobody ever told us. Is that Steve?
Yep.
Steve Connolly.
Okay. Well, I guess I didn't want to assume that. How's it going, guys? Is the weather finally cool off up there? Is it finally winter in the Northeast?
It's freezing.
Yeah, today was extremely cold.
It's like 15 degrees up here right now.
Ugh.
Oh, that's one thing I don't miss.
Yeah, it was down in the 20s and 30s here, which for down here is quite low.
For East Texas, it's ridiculous. We had 2 days of sleet. But now it's back up to 60, so let's see how many people catch the flu.
Right. Yeah, I was doing yard work all day today, so that ought to tell you what it was like outside.
Nice.
It's insane down here. Give our viewers a little background on you guys. Where did you guys start? What's got you going? What has you motivated?
Yeah, just talk for the next hour and let us know when you're done so we can turn it off.
Go. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we started March 4th of 2009. I started the group, then about a year later, he joined. I made him the lead investigator. We do all types of investigations, from outside investigations to houses.
The historic buildings, historic landmarks. We go out to the middle of the state forest and we'll investigate the ruins and the
I'm just moved on that stand. I got movement in the cellars, I got footsteps in the hall. There's no time to waste, I better make some calls. I gotta get ready, make everything right, 'cause all my rowdy friends are goes hunting tonight. Hey, round up the team, let's get started. Hey, this is Brother Mike. There's a party and you're invited. We got the camera set, let's turn off these lights, 'cause all my rowdy friends are goes hunting tonight. house has a long history. It should be real, real good for activity. And we got the house wired for sound and got motion alarms setting all around. Got a box full of batteries ready to go, and everyone's itching to start this show. Got our logo tees, driving black SUVs, and that one bald guy with a slick goatee. Hey, round up the team. Let's get started. Hey, this is Brother Mike. Well, there's a party and you're invited. We got the camera set. Let's turn off these lights, 'cause all my rowdy friends are ghost hunting tonight. Hey, round up the team. Let's get started. Hey, this is your big brother Mike calling. There's a party and you're invited. We got the camera set. Let's turn off these lights, 'cause all my rider friends are goes hunting tonight. That's right. Go get 'em, boys.
And welcome everybody to PEN.
Welcome to PEMA TV. It is Friday, January 18th, 2013.
Still writing 2012 on our checks and stuff too, aren't we?
I don't write checks, so you're on your own there, big boy.
That's good for another month, and then after that you just should know.
Then you just look stupid.
Want to mention this real quick before we get to our very special guests tonight. Lower Catskills Paracon at the Shanley Hotel.
May 3rd and May 4th.
You can go to penevents.webs.com for all booking information.
Yes, and this is one of the few. It is a double venue event. Not only is it the Shanley, but it is also the, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I don't have it spelled in front of me.
Shangahook?
No. It's at the Senior Center right next door, too. So we've got a whole street we're just running up and down. But all the speakers are set. We've already sold out the Bordello section. The only thing left as far as rooms go are the premieres and the investigator specials.
Yep.
And all the packages are available online only.
And this is going to be a little bit different. The speakers, there's going to be some people speaking there that you've never heard, they've never heard.
Athena Veronis and Deborah Heinecker are from Vesuvius Investigations. Athena Veronis is a former FBI. She was the only female in her department, and when they decided they were going to make Silence of the